and this is never going to get to have the warranty used.
Anyway, we're here for some fan fiction, and I bet you are all patiently waiting for Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9003 with your host Sneaky
Can
Devil.
we instead, in fact, die?
Now that is an alternative. It is a alternative that definitely is in possession of upsides.
Can I request the sweet release of death from the Lord?
You can request that. I cannot guarantee it will be granted within any sort of nearby timetable. You could always just go to South Chicago.
No, they've cleaned it up.
Oh,
What's cleaned?
South Chicago. Oh, hey, so speaking of, since we're on a roll of starting off with really shit Shield Hero stories.
We're on a roll.
A roll?
I wouldn't call a summary and a quarter of a chapter a roll.
Like I said, a roll. Oh god. Oh yes. Oh wonderful. This just yeah. Oh my god. Yes.
I don't like how excited you're.
Yeah,
sounding.
you're getting a little creepy there, lad.
Oh, it just keeps getting better. Oh god, I had all of these queued up. Oh.
You know, I'm real glad that the Mega Man Zero ZX
Okay,
collection
Max,
released this
while
week,
he,
because I got that to distract myself later tonight.
while he has, like, some kind of strange, self-pleasuring fan fiction thing, is there anything we can talk about to keep the audience's mind off the idea of him vigorously masturbating?
I can deafen him, and then we can ignore him.
I mean, no, that's not good for the show, though. We need him to read.
Anyway, now that I've done that, everyone, here you go. Here's our first story of the night.
Oh, good. It's fucking page and a quarter.
Oh, that would explain why it's not switching over. I was like, why isn't it my scene transferring? Looked over to the scene transfer. Oh, it's because I haven't switched the scene yet.
Okay, well, I
Fucking
have to handle something real quick.
Massive, colossal brain tactics here.
You missed Sneaky being incompetent.
You don't really miss something that's like 24/7.
He's got a point, you know.
I mean, you right, but
This is the rising of the Mask Hero.
is he Batman?
At a startling 25 chapters, 64,000 words, this story has been completed? What?
I don't like the fucking question mark on there.
The end. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not a, It's not a I stopped this story, the end. It's a I completed my story, the end. Lover of a queen. I don't. A centurion of the Blackstone Legion finds himself in another world, and as the reluctant ally of the Shield Hero. Rising of Shield Hero For Honor crossover fanfic. OC Do Not Steal. Drama adventure. Featuring OC, Firo, Raftalia, and Naofumi.
I'm so upset now.
Oh?
I've gotten used to the official translation being Philo, not Firo.
Oh, yes, yeah.
This was like, sometimes I hate fandoms because it's how you get things like from Berserk, where there are people that insist Guts' name is Gatsu.
No, it's not. It's Guts.
It's like, no, like, it's one of those things where it's like, Guts makes more sense, but then you also get the dumb shit where Nasu finally spoke up. It's like, oh yeah, her name's not Artoria. It's Altria.
Which, no,
Because he doesn't
to
know how
be fair
to-
though, that is completely his fault.
Oh
And
no, it is. No, do you know what the justification for it being Altria is? It's supposed to be a bastardization of the female form of Artoria. So it's like, so Artoria.
yeah, Artoria. It's almost like the fandom was actually spot on with that one.
Sometimes the fandom has it right, and sometimes that fandom has it so wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I see a shit ton of people active on the fanfiction server I'm on, and they're not fucking here, which makes me irritated. Because they're always like, oh, well, if I'm up, I'll be on. It's like, fuck you guys, you liars!
You
lying whore!
casually roasting your fanfiction server, huh?
Yeah, well, not my fanfiction server, a different fanfiction server I'm also on. Hey, fuckos. Get in here, you pieces of shit. That'll draw people in, right?
That'll get you a soft ban for the day.
Oh, no, the admin would never ban me.
Bold words!
No, I've literally called the admin a Swedish cunt waffle. He will not ban me.
Possibly less bold words than I originally supposed.
Actually, okay, yeah, that is the exact fucking thing. I literally copied and pasted that, and there we go. Fucking pieces of shit. Alright. Hello, potatoes. Welcome to here. We thought this war was the only gift Apollyon left behind, which, by the way, I hate the For Honor single player. It literally the most cancerous of plot I've ever seen.
No, not cancerous. Actually, the single player story was fine. It's just
Well,
it was
no, like a majority of it
very
was kind of fine. Like,
formulaic.
oh, all the lands collided together and all the people started fighting. That makes sense. That's yes, that would happen probably. But
Yeah,
it's
if
like
a bunch of samurai ran into a bunch of ninja who ran into a bunch of, whatever the fuck, like,
Vikings, yeah, who ran into knights, yeah, and they all started fighting. Yeah, wow, that's literally what humans do. But no, I was talking more about the whole. It was all Apollyon, the goddess of war's plan, quote unquote, self-appointed title, all along. It's like, oh my god.
And what was her reasoning? I was bored, and I think these people are weak, and they're moving towards peace after 6,000 years of war.
Yeah,
Like,
it
Jesus
was
Christ.
literally Edgehog, do not steal.
Edgehog.
Edgehog.
Nice. Gonna have
It
to
was
remember that one for the future.
painful. And here's the thing, right? If it had just been, right? If it had just been, literally, you could have made Apollyon 1,000 times more bearable by just making Apollyon go, yeah, they're weak, the knights are strong, I took the territory for the knights. And suddenly I'd be like, guess what? That's a Templar.
Yeah, literally just, oh, all these people are weak. I am strong and I shall prove my strength by conquering everyone.
Also,
Okay.
give me your money.
Like, alright, yeah, I can get behind that as a villain motivation. I'm gonna literally kill everyone that doesn't bow to me. Alright. We gotta stop her, because otherwise she'll literally just kill us.
Otherwise, murder!
You know what's really fucked up?
What?
I think my brain rewrote her motivation to actually be that, because I completely forgot what her actual plan was and why she was doing it. I thought it was literally what you two just described.
Oh. Yeah, no. It was...
My brain overwrote her motivations in my memory.
What, to be something less shit?
To be something that was like, nah, she just wants to expand for the knights. I
No.
forgot it was. I just like war. It's like,
Yeah. Months after her death at the hands of a samurai, a new warlord, O.C. Do Not Steal, emerged amidst the carnage. Marius, once a centurion under Apollyon's command, has taken the mantle of warlord and carry flag of Blackstone Legion, but he does not share her ideology.
Well,
You
then why was
see,
he working for her?
you see, he only wages war for power. Wait. He wages war only to conquer and to sate his hunger for power. To stop the relentless legion by my OC Do Not Steal, an alliance was reformed between the three armies. Now a unified force, retaking the lands conquered by Marius, pushing the Blackstone Legion. Wait. And pushed the Blackstone?
yep,
Yes.
Blackstone.
Blackstone.
Blackstone
the army is composed
Legion.
of nothing but poorly animated original Mr. Mime coloration versions of Gaston.
To their last fortress, with our forces surround. Wait, who? What is the perspective here? It's like, oh, it's the perspective of the people who killed Apollyon. Now it's the perspective of Apollyon's apprentice. Now it's the perspective of the people fighting him. Now it's the perspective of his armies. Now it's the perspective of the people fighting him again. Now we're back to him again. It's like, what the? Who the fuck is this being told by?
The perspective should have remained third-person omniscient, clearly, instead of this weird third to first to third switch.
With our forces surrounding the remaining legions, we were much closer to fall of Centurion. This will be final days of Blackstone legions, and end for Marius. Yes, this will be the war to end all wars, and no more wars will ever happen again from now on.
How'd that work for you guys last time?
There will never be another world war. We shall call this the Great War, because it was a war so great that we will never ever do it again. Yes. Anyway, so we're actually gonna read the first chapter because that was not enough bad.
You really don't have to.
No, we don't, but I want to see how cringy this gets. Stand your ground! The roar of commanders filled the air. Ah, yes, all of the commanders. They were all out commanding simultaneously.
That doesn't lead to confusion in the ranks and troops committing, terrible errors.
Yes. Germany wanted to dispute the outcome of the Great War, so they did a redo. Yeah.
To be fair, they got their redo.
Turns out the polling was the same, though. The Polish weren't the same, though. The earth-shattering war cry of armies outside the wall always deafened the sounds. Wait. What? They're outnumbered. They will not last, and the gates will soon collapse. The gates will soon collapse. And on the tower, the singular tower, the only tower in this entire battlefield overlooking the battle, stood Marius the centurion, overseeing the defenses. The last orders he ever gave to his commanders were to stand their ground.
What is this? The Imperial fucking Guard?
Yeah, apparently. Also, that sounds like fucking terrible orders. Hey, just literally just stand there. Defend that one spot. Don't like retreat
Stand
and
your ground!
use a tiered defense system. Don't use the environment to your advantage. No. Just stand there. He watched as rain of arrows killed all of his men.
Gee, maybe you should have told them to put their fucking shields up.
Yeah, instead of standing their ground. Ever decreasing his forces.
You wanted to play with flashlights.
Ever decreasing his forces within these walls. As opposed to the forces he has outside those walls.
You just said it killed all your men. That's not ever decreasing. That is lose. You've lost. All your men are dead. You just said all your men are dead.
Soon enough, the gates were forced open, and hordes of Vikings stormed the fortress and slaughtered his armies, his multiple armies, in the singular fortress.
No, I mean, to be fair, if they're, like, retreating, that's possible.
Well, they're not, though.
No,
they're
they said this
standing
is
their
their
ground.
last fortress.
Yeah,
Like,
this is their last fortress, so it would still be a singular army.
depending on how they kept the organizational structure, they could still be in possession of multiple armies, Sneaky.
I guess.
Don't give me that I guess bullshit.
And slaughtered his armies with their brutality, not their weapons. The armies were not slaughtered with weapons or with strength. They were slaughtered via brutality.
Sure, why not?
And afterwards, the knights and samurai stood on the walls. With the situation now beyond his control, well, maybe if you didn't tell your guys to just fucking stand there. Now beyond his control, he furiously walked away from the balcony. And he pointed to guards and said, "You guards with me," and headed out for the final fight. They literally weaponized brutality. That is the epitome of Viking tech tree, says Super Potatoes.
Potatoes isn't wrong.
He and his guards make their way across the wooden bridge above the coursing river. Wait, why is there a river just going through his fort? That seems like a terrible fucking fort.
I mean, it's a guaranteed water supply. I mean, you know, like if you're like, let's say you're in a mountain and you've got a stream coursing through it, right? Like just like Helm's Deep, that's a great thing to have. It's a free water supply that the enemy can't get to, and unless they happen to say have massive explosives, it's not, you know, some kind of terrible defensive weakness. What are they gonna do? Walk up to the culvert with the iron gates and kick it down? Good luck with that.
I mean, it really depends on how well the fortress is developed. Because apparently it's all fucking wood, so I mean it's probably not paved and reinforced.
Well, if their fortress is all wood, then I mean they fucking deserve to lose. It's fucking wood castles. Get the fuck out of here. What is this? Japan?
Yes.
Dude, uh-oh, Sneaky, what's that? I hear the sound of booze and fire.
They when they are greeted by a small group of knights from the Iron Legion. Halt, surrender, or we'll cut off your head, Centurion, their commander shouted. And so, with no other choice, he pulls out his gladius and says, "If you want to cut off my head, you must earn it."
What? How about you just go, interesting. Stop.
And accepted the commander's challenge. That wasn't a challenge. Surrender or we'll kill you. Ah, I see, you are challenging me.
What? No, we're not challenging you.
No?
Surrender, you daft bastard.
Surrender or we'll kill you. I accept your challenge. Cut off my head. What?
Now, see, I would love, and I know the author's too much of a shitlord to do this, but I would love if this was the kind of thing where the author would then go, and everybody was very confused at this man.
He was given the option to surrender multiple times, and didn't. The Iron Legion charged towards the 3-man army, with most of them focus on Centurion while rest fought guards. But they were no match to Centurion, and with his loyal guards they killed all the knights. Sorry, I said that wrong. My apologies, everyone. And with his loyal guards they kill all of knights. Sorry, I said that wrong again. They killed all of knights. Apparently all the knights in the Iron Legion are dead now.
Quite impressive.
It'd be more entertaining if he pulled out a Glock. The bad Vic suddenly turns into crack, and I wouldn't lose faith. Pops the cap in that guy's ass. Witnessing all of his comrades perished. Yes, that's what it says. Okay. The commander was about to fight the Centurion, and
Just
his
looking at
guards...
Oh, did they run this through even any kind of spell check? Anything at all?
No. Was about to fight his guards when a lawbringer stopped him from behind. If you value your life, stand down. It's literally what the commander just said earlier. Surrender or die. And you're like, no, fuck you, I'm gonna die. And then someone comes up behind you with a gun and is like, surrender or die. Oh, I guess I have no choice.
Here's the thing,
then.
right? If you've got 6 or 7 guys with you, and another guy with, another 6 or 7 guys says surrender or die.
But he didn't have 6 or 7 guys. He had 2 guys. And he was fighting
that's what I'm saying.
6 or 7 guys.
Look, Sneaky, the revenge values hadn't been nerfed yet.
Right, of course.
But that's the kind of thing where maybe you can win, or at least get away, right? Someone comes up behind you with a Glock and puts that on your back. First of all, they're doing it incorrectly, and they've put themselves in a prime position to have that Glock stolen. But regardless of that, for most people, a gun in the spine is a fairly sobering thought.
Surrender now, Marius. We don't have to fight, said Cross, trying to persuade
the
young warlord, hoping
Period.
he will change his heart. What? I don't have time for this. Kill him. What? How many Know You cards does Marius have?
Enough, apparently.
Marius ordered his guards to attack the lawbringer. The two attacked simultaneously, thinking they could gang up on the old warrior. But it was a foolish move! As the Lawbringer...
No, that's not a foolish move. That's an excellent... You should always gang up on your enemies. Listen, the game is called For Honor. What it's really called is ganked from behind because you were honorable.
Yeah. As the Lawbringer parried the attack...
You don't get to sigh about that. You were the one doing that.
I know.
I think that was more a sigh of wistful remembrance than anything else.
I mean, okay, he's allowed to have that. He's an asshole, but he's allowed to have that.
Okay, excuse you. I am the Highlander, and I 1v4'd their fucking team and won.
What annoys me is that I was there for that.
Highlander is so broken. Alright. Before striking a quick blow to the second guard's face with his poleaxe, he then swung his poleaxe, cutting through the first guard's neck, decapitating the warrior. Okay, look, do you know how fucking difficult it is to actually decapitate someone? Really fucking difficult.
Oh lord, you gotta get so much of a wind-up.
Not only that, you gotta get through the bone, and most weaponry back then, it wasn't going through bone. Maybe it would get stuck in the bone, but like, it wasn't going through the bone.
Well, no, to be fair, Sneaky, a halberd was probably one of the only weapons that would have the possibility of that.
Okay, I mean, yeah, it would have a decent leverage, yeah.
Because you have an axe blade, you have a massive amount of momentum, and if this guy is doing it correctly, he's using the rebound momentum from smacking a dude in the face to choke down on that thing and bring it into a dude's neck.
I guess. The second guard recovered from his stunned state and swung his sword at the Lawbringer to avenge his fallen comrade, but Cross blocked it and shoved the guard off balance. Did
he shove him into the spikes for the instant kill?
No, but he did thrust his poleaxe into the guard's neck. The old Lawbringer successfully defeated two of Marius's
How many S's can we put on the end?
Most loyal guards. Seems like this old dog still has his bite, said Marius as openly mocked Cross.
What? Why are you
said
mocking him?
Marius as openly mocked Cross.
No, okay, look, I understand what the author's trying to say because they're an idiot. Here's my problem with that. Oh, the old dog still has some bite. He just killed two dudes that, with you, like, beat more than 2-to-1 odds, and then he just took them out in 10 seconds.
Last chance, Marius. Surrender now.
That's where you go, oh, hey, I guess he's still kind of spooky.
Yes. Before he can finish. Before he can finish! He heard those words coming from the steel-masked warlord. The words were never! And now he realized.
You know, I kind of want to go back and play For Honor because...
And now he realized this young warrior is a lost cost.
Makes sense to me.
By the way, just a side note, all these garbage fanfictions make me want to go back and play For Honor, but, like, I know it's filled with nothing but tryhards now.
Oh god, there's so many tryhards.
And I am not looking to get Gundam versus. Like, ooh, that was a terrible, terrible game to go into, because all these tryhards came over from, like, this PS3 game, and I was like, I'm, like, starting out, and I'm like, alright, I think I know what I'm doing, hop into some rank play, and there's dudes using, like, high-level pro techniques in the basic bitch rank mode, and I was like, yay! I love being completely unable to do anything.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing you're not fighting games like me, because that is reality by the end of week 2.
Guess what? Fuck that reality. I want to be able to fight people roughly my skill level, not get my dick kicked in every time I want to go online, Max.
Yeah.
Hey, you know how you guys put a shit ton of hours into Dota?
Yeah, you know how we're still
But here's
awful
the
at it?
problem.
Yeah, no. That's you guys in Dota.
But
No,
we're still
no, we're
trash.
still
No.
awful. No, Max, no, you don't understand. We're still awful.
No, you guys, in terms of fighting games, how many hours you guys have? You guys will probably be like mid-level play at
But that's
best.
fighting games. We're
Yeah,
still
that's fighting
Max, we
games,
are
yeah.
still the ass crack of Dota.
Yeah, we're not.
I mean, it doesn't help that it's a team-based game, and as such, you don't
Yeah.
have a full team running behind you.
We're
Yeah.
not
So,
arguing with you. We're just saying
like,
we
Yeah.
are still in the bottom barrel of the game.
Yeah. Anyway, the two then engaged in heated one-on-one combat. What happened? Wait, what about the commander? I guess the commander's being honorable and not attacking him from behind.
What a fucking chump.
Cross desperately blocked all of Marius's attacks, struggling to find an opening. But every time he find one, Marius seemed to be ahead of him. As the battle grew longer, the Lawbringer aging body slowly losing strength.
Okay, look. Listen.
Strength.
Losing, by the way, not losing.
Yeah, losing.
Listen.
Strength.
Strength.
Okay,
Strength.
listen, author.
Slowly losing strength.
Let's be clear here. Most human beings get tired after what was it? I think it's like 4 minutes of continuous combat.
Yeah.
Oh, actual martial arts matches and whatnot tend to be super quick. Yes.
Yeah.
Actual combat
that's what I'm
doesn't
saying.
last that long.
Like actual combat usually lasts between, was it 15 to 30 seconds or something?
Yeah. So here's the problem. Sure, this old guy might be slowing down, but the fact of the matter is, first of all, you haven't established how old this dude is, right?
He's old!
Like, no, because this is a problem, right? Like, okay, we'll assume this Centurion is probably early 20s, right? 24, 25?
Sure, yeah.
I'm just,
No,
we're
no,
just
no,
taking a
I
guess.
agree, yeah.
So, we'll assume he's 20, 25. Bear in mind, the human body doesn't start to suffer from the effects of aging, like in terms of slowing down, until you hit like 50s. Like, sure, there's maybe a gradual decline in reflexes and stuff starting at 30, but that can be mitigated by living a healthy, fit lifestyle. And if this dude's tropping around in plate mail and beheading people, he's living a fit lifestyle.
Kind of a surprise his heart just hasn't exploded, honestly.
I mean, yes, but that's a different story. Like, until unless we're dealing with like a Fire Emblem Jigen character, a Jigen archetype, who they're like 65, this dude will not get significantly more tired than this 25-year-old. They will both be at a point where they're like, oh my god, I've been fighting in full armor all day, and now I've been fighting for 5 minutes straight. I'm gonna go over there, get a drink, you go over there, get a drink, and we'll come back and kill each other in 10. Sound good, man? Yeah, that sounds good.
I'll just go take a rest.
I'm just
You get that Dante moment
now.
in DMZ5. Like, I'm just gonna sit here while you two guys hash this out.
Also, side note, apparently the Division 2 is doing so shittily it's on sale for $3.
Oh yeah,
It
no,
was literally
that's
just
not
on sale for $5 2 weeks ago.
That's not
according
because
to
it's doing
Sneaky.
poorly, it's because they want people to buy the new expansion pack.
Oh. Regardless, it's on sale for $3. I might get that.
I mean, I did get it.
How far have you got? Like, if I jump in, am I gonna be like woefully behind?
Yes.
Don't know why you would ask that when you know the answer.
You're right. I forgot who I'm dealing with. It's the man who doesn't know what the fuck a sleep schedule is.
No, that's because, I mean, yes, but not because of me.
I mean, yes, but no.
You are not wrong, but you are also wrong. Yeah, so, anyway. We're just gonna keep going, right? Okay? Everyone clear on that?
I've got the rage mostly out of my system.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just keep going.
Wanted to make sure we were all, clear on that. Alright then. We'll, fanfiction. Yeah, I have all links blocked. Because we've had people come in here and try and spam links before.
To very bad things that they shouldn't be spamming links to, children.
So it is.
And that's why you
it's
can't have
very-
nice things.
Yeah. Yeah. So let us continue. And this was the opening Marius waited for. He distracted Cross with a feign attack.
A feign attack, really?
Yeah, a feign attack.
Hold on. A feign. Let me look up what a feign is. Wait, Sneaky. How do they spell feign? I need to
Feign. And he gave a quick kick to the side of Cross's knee. Wait, what the fuck? How does that work, my dude?
Really? You're gonna kneecap an old dude?
Well, it's not even that. He's kicking the side of the knee. Like, I'm gonna slash at you, then I'm gonna scuttle sideways, and then I'm gonna kick your knee in.
Nice.
Sorry, but no. I told you, this is a sick edition. And the bulky warrior dropped to both of his knees, with his armor weighting him down. Maybe Marius is a crab. I mean, it's possible. Anything is possible here. Marius took this chance to deliver one killing blow from above. Cross quickly blocked the attack, and the blade only left a scratch on his helmet, but the very tip of the gladius is very close to his throat. Wait, what?
I see. They're an idiot.
Wait, so he's doing a helmet splitter attack, but it gets blocked, and somehow in the process of blocking it, he's now got his sword jabbed in the guy's throat?
No, the gladius is at his throat. I assume Angry Centurion Man is the one doing the helm splitter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm not sure how, because he has a gladius, and gladiuses are fucking tiny, and you don't do helm splitters with those.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially not against a fucking plate helm. Like, maybe against a leather helm I could see that, but...
Like,
not...
unless you have a battle axe or a sword the size of a person, don't do helm splitters.
And then Marius leaned on Cross's face,
Ugh.
showing the lifeless steel masked he wore. Showing the lifeless steel masked he wore. Wait, that was hidden? What?
Apparently.
He stared down on the helpless warrior while slowly pushing his blade down to Crosses's throat. Once I'm finished with you, Lord Warden will be next, and all of the Iron Legion will serve me or perish, Marius said in a malicious tone. But just as he was about to end the lawbringer's life, a strayed catapult shot destroyed the wooden floors behind the Centurion, and the floor beneath Marius collapses and sent him plunging into the coursing river.
I see.
What? Wait, why were the catapults still firing? Didn't they take the fortress?
I mean, that was the impression I got, but
Okay, he should have used his crab powers. No, he's gonna use his crab powers now to survive the coursing river. That was his last words before the river swallowed him, sending him deeper into the depths. Having survived his encounter with feared Centurion, Cross got up on his feet and observed the river. Observed the river below. Is he dead? Is it over? Said the commander. Cross looked at the commander and picked up the Gladys on his feet. Show this to the Blackstones. They will surrender. The commander nodded and took Gladys and ran toward sound of ongoing battle. I thought they won already and all his men were dead. That's what you said earlier.
I distinctly remember things like "all my men are dead."
Yeah. Cross looked back at the river, sees no sign of life. He assumed the river have killed the Marius. I think we've hit the peak sentence here, lads. I think this is the peak sentence of the night. He assumed the river have killed the Marius. Sending him to his watery grave. Soon the remaining Blackstones surrendered to the Iron Legions. That's not what Blackstones do, though. That was literally the whole thing about the Blackstones, is that they didn't surrender because they believed they were stronger, and so they would fight to their death because not doing that would be weak.
Yeah, they were pretty much like, they pretty much thought they could always win, and that if they lost, they deserved to lose. That was kind of their guiding philosophy.
Yeah, that was literally what they believed. Three nations that were once enemies now look at each other as breath errands as they celebrated the long-awaited peace. Yeah, look, author, just because the US and Soviet Russia teamed up to kill Germany doesn't mean we were good friends afterwards. The enemy of my enemy is still my enemy, just a less important one.
The enemy of my enemy will be ignored.
Until
For now.
my enemy's enemy is dead. The Marius, the cruel centurion, is now dead. Or so they thought. As he reached the edge of the river, he pulled himself out of the water and collapsed on the ground, gasping for air. After a few seconds, he opened his eyes and seizes darkness. He looked around
Sneaky.
and realized...
He seizes the darkness!
No, just darkness. No
Really?
Yeah, no the.
Really? Not the fun kind of darkness?
No. He looked around and realized he's inside an underground caverns. Apparently he's been scattered across multiple caverns, and he's now sentient across all of his pieces.
He is a sentient cavernkin.
You were right. He did use his crab powers to survive. Of course, potatoes. I am a prophet. He sat on his knees in disbelief, then yelled at the top of his lungs that echoed around the cavern walls. "Why have you forsaken me?"
What? Who?
Yeah, who? He looked above, hoping for answer from the gods. He's religious?
Could we have had some kind of context establishing this beforehand?
But there is only the deafening quit. But there is only the deafening quit. Because he left. He is alone now in his own hell, his prison of isolation. His fate...
Dude, you've been in the cavern for 5 minutes.
Not even.
Take a chill pill.
His fate has exiled him, and now he is a shell of his former self. You literally fell into a river! Believing that no hope shall come to him.
Dude, just swim up.
Jesus Christ, that's edgy. Anyway, so yeah, that was the rising of the masked hero.
Boy, and I thought Shield Hero was edgy garbage.
Yeah, we didn't even need Shield Hero to be edgy.
Who needs Naofumi to be edgy when you have like, if Naofumi doesn't spend the entire story going, just turning to every single one of his allies and going, "Is this what I'm like? Why do you put up with me?"
That would be pretty good. A shell of his former self. Yes. The crab puns are gaining strength. Anyway, so this is Pokemon Naruto crossover. Maelstrom of Aura. Naruto is neglected by his parents for his sisters. After losing what he considers his last connection, Naruto falls into sadness. He gets saved by a powerful creature. Bitch, where's a Badenborn? Fine, I'll read that next. Don't give us this crap. Too bad. He gets saved by a powerful creature that takes him in and shows him a new source of power. He will show everyone the true power of Aura. Naruto harem, Aura using Naruto neglect fic. But does he fall into the darkness? No, I don't think he does. Now, I will say I'm really confused by the premise of this story. Because Aura, as far as I'm aware, is just the soul. And you're just using soul energy and life energy to attack people. Which is literally just chakra. That is literally just chakra.
I am gonna poke you with my soul.
Pokemon is a horror world where upon someone achieving the catch them all, every trainer dies and adults go on with their lives, waiting for newly spawned trainers to begin their journey without being told the ultimate end.
I might read that out of like morbid curiosity.
Why is my delivery time 115 to 125 minutes? This is the true horror story.
Did you order from Domino's on a Friday night?
God, no. I would never order from Domino's. I have self-respect.
That's fair enough.
I mean, if this was like 1998, maybe.
Anyway, so, I'm really confused about this. Naruto has, Aura's apparently a... Okay, so... Aura Bulbapedia. Alright, Aura. According to the official Bulbapedia, Aura, also known as wave guiding in Japanese, is a form of spiritual energy. It is described as the life essence of every living creature. Capabilities of Aura. Let's see if any of these sound familiar. The ability to read the minds and actions of another being. You can use it to sense other people who have aura around you, even through objects. You can project in your aura to defend yourself or create attacks. You can also transfer your aura to other people to heal them. Does any of that sound familiar?
Nah.
You can use your aura to disrupt an attack by someone else's aura, such as preventing illusions or mind control. Anyway. So, Super Potatoes likes Domino's way more than Pizza Hut. Yeah, I mean, Pizza Hut's just garbage. They used to be good. Like, back in the 90s, used to be good. But their pizza literally just gives me the shits these days.
See, I have the same problem, but it's Domino's. Like,
Really?
I can't eat Domino's.
Just weird, seeing as how they improved their recipe like 10 or 12 years ago.
Yeah, it's way better now.
I don't know what it is. I eat Domino's and I'm like, this is just disgusting. For the record, I'm not holding Pizza Hut up on a pedestal.
No,
it's still garbage.
To be fair, I vastly prefer the local Hot Stone Pizzeria
Oh, hot stone's so good.
Oh no,
Making me
local
miss hot
places
stone.
will always be better.
You guys have no idea what kind of an abomination a Russian pizza is. Well, isn't like the sauce made out of vodka and the bread's made out of vodka and the toppings are toppings made of vodka? That would have been better than what it is. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no. Anyway, so aura is a spiritual life energy. And chakra is a spiritual life energy. But apparently they're totally different. Oh, Arn, you actually didn't miss anything. Speaking of vodka pizza, that's pretty good. I don't even know what that is. So, oh, nice. Well done, Arn.
What's Arn gone and done?
Things I'm not allowed to speak of.
Ah, yes, I see. Good for you, Arn. Excellent job.
Oh,
Carry on.
so speaking of Arn, and things about him. So today at work, we actually had a funny little moment where, one of my coworkers goes, "God, I hate the twos." And I go, "Wait, hold on a second. Wait, what?" She's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, What did you just say?" "What? I hate the twos?" "Oh, you thought I said." And I was like, "Yeah." "Yes, I did." She's like, "Oh, no. I would never say that at work." I was like, "Wait, hold on." Oh. And then she was like, "Wait, no, hold on. I wouldn't say it at all. It's just not something I would say." I'm like, are you gonna dig this hole deeper?
That
You are not helping
Okay.
yourself.
Not sure what you're hoping to accomplish here, ma'am, but
Every time she talked, she just made it worse.
Those are the best. Oh God. Oh my brother. So one time my brother was like talking super enthusiastically about World War II and like how terrible and stuff it was, and he was talking about it with a Jewish guy who was just like trying to make it clear that he was uncomfortable and wanted this conversation to stop.
Enthusiastically talks about World War II. Everyone Jewish moves away from him. Anyway, so, author's note. Hello, people.
Author's note.
Dragon here with an entirely brand new story for you all. For those that read my other story, I swear I'm not stopping it. I just wanted to type up a new story. This, like my other story, will however be a harem story for Naruto. Yes, it's also going to be a neglect story, though I hope my take on the neglect will make you enjoy it. Also, spoiler alert, but Naruto will eventually forgive his parents, but it won't be quick. And Naruto will not also be completely hateful. Without further ado, let's begin the story. Oh wait, I forgot to tell you what the harem is. Hinata. You're not allowed to complain about this one. I like her. Fem Haku. Fem Sasuke. It's his twin. It's not replacing Sasuke, so it's okay.
I mean, we'll ignore the fact that it completely alters every single facet of the storyline and would dramatically alter Sasuke's personality, but sure!
Yugito, Samui, Kira. Kira is an OC I've made. She is Kiba's twin, and I've never seen this done before, so why
You
not?
haven't looked very hard then, have you?
Nami. Nami is the Naruto sister OC. Mito.
Whoa.
Mito is the other Naruto
hang on a
sister
second.
OC.
Isn't there someone actually named Nami early on, like in the Zabuza arc?
I mean, I'm sure there is, but
Isn't that the
maybe.
mother's name?
I think so. It's possible.
I mean, listen,
Cynthia,
that's
Annabelle,
entirely possible.
Sabrina, and that is all for now. I will be adding more to the harem as time goes on, but not too many more because I'm not skilled enough for that. Even though I've already added 11 people. Even though Naruto already has 11 harem members, I'm not going to add more than 11 right now because I don't think I can write that many people part of his harem yet.
But I totally think I can write, 8 people? 8 people, plus the rest of a storyline, plus keep everything straight in my head, and write it well, and in addition to that, somehow not make people creeped out by the incest.
Yeah, that's something I never really understood about all these harem fics. It's like, okay, yes, you like all the girls and you want your main character, self-insert XP, to be with all the girls. Oh, wow, I bet you've never even had a girlfriend in your life, so that's why you have no idea how relationships operate. But I'm not surprised by this at all. And then it's like, oh, by the way, also, I made 2 OCs. Okay. They're his sisters. Alright. And they all have sex together. Wait, what?
But why?
But why? I'm gonna turn this author's intestines into a necklace, and then I will, he'll kill him in Minecraft, he says.
Sure. Why not?
Tosan Kasan Mito-chan! Came the excited shout of a young girl who looked to be 8 years old. And she's in the harem? She had red hair that was tied into pigtails, and she had deep, clear, cerulean, blue eyes. And a heart-shaped face, which possessed 3 whiskers on each cheek. She wore loose red shirt with orange toad on front. Her excitement was due to her feet sticking to the surface of a tree after multiple failures of doing so. Before anything could be said, a red blur grabbed the young girl from the tree and then did 2 things to her. Squeeze her tightly to point she had trouble breathing and spin her around so fast the young girl thought she would puke. The red blur was none other than Kushina Uzumaki, the young girl's proud mother. I'm so proud of you, dear. You will become a really strong kunoichi very soon. Your mother is right, Nami-chan, came the proud voice of her father. Minato namikaze, blah 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 blah. Next to them is the sister, and she looked like a female version of Minato, and blah blah blah, younger twin, blah blah, chakra exercises, blah blah. And the whole family was laughing and talking to each other and playing with each other. And if anyone
Except
looked at
Naruto
this
was alone in
scene,
the corner.
yes, oh yeah, hold on. If anyone ever looked at this scene, they would see the epitome of a picture perfect family, blah blah blah. But there was one problem for the picture. For not all members of this family were participating in this loving moment. In fact, the missing family member was watching the whole interaction from a window in the living room. This person was a young boy who was about a year older than the two twins. He had spiky blonde hair, with the tips being blood red. No. That's not quite how hair works.
Sure it is.
Now, like for example, Ruby Rose's hair is actually a thing I've seen in real life, where the hair, when it is layered, looks black, but at the edges where it becomes more exposed to light, it's red. That's a thing. Brown hair that turns blonde at tips. That's a thing. Blonde hair does not turn red at the tips, ever. This is due to the color makeup of yellow. Being which is an absence of red. Because if there was red in the yellow hair, it would be green!
Nah.
There's wizard talk, boy.
Now, actually, the tips of the hair is red because chakra. Yeah, thank you, Zeeks. Doesn't red and yellow make orange, though? Fuck you, shut up. Yes. It would be orange, but it would be orange hair then with red tips. Maybe? It would more likely be yellow tips, though. Unless it was a really dirty orange. Yeah. What am I thinking that makes green? It's yellow and blue. Yellow and blue. So you see, it's because of all these deep cerulean blue eyes that my brain glitched out there. Zeeks is offering up his One Piece original character.
That sure is nice of him.
Anyway, so, he also has whisker marks, though. And his eyes are heterochrome because one's blue and the other's purple. Sure.
Yes, that is how that works.
Sure, I'm sure, why not? He wore an orange jacket, wide open, of course, because he's a badass, with the tribal spiral of the Uzumaki everywhere. Also, he wore Anbu pants and sandals. And this person was Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, the neglected son. For you see, Naruto was neglected for his younger sisters. This was because 8 years ago, Konoha was attacked by the Kyuubi no Yoko. Blah blah! Blah blah blah! Kyuubi helped Jiraiya, blah blah blah. Jiraiya missed Naruto's birth because of spy work. Blah blah, third Hokage, Kyuubi, blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Minato left to get his daughters and Naruto so he could seal all of the Kyuubi away. Blah 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 blah. Acting quickly, Minato used the Reaper Death Seal and summoned the Death God himself to seal the Kyuubi away. Thanks to the help of the Death God, the Kyuubi was split into 3 parts. Yin, which went into Nami, Yang, which went into Mito, and the Soul, which went into Naruto. Due to the Soul not having chakra, Naruto didn't have to worry about a chakra overload. You realize Yin and Yang is the Soul!
No, it's not. They're 3 different things.
God, I fucking hate these stories. I like it's always like the soul or the body, and it's like they don't have either. They are literally yin and yang chakra. That is their existence. Now, if you wanted to be like, oh, they sealed the mind into Naruto because of Death God's seal fuckery, I would be like begrudgingly fine. Because even then, it's still sort of the yin, but the yang half still had a mind. So clearly the mind isn't directly from yin, which means that you could, in fact, you know, separate the mind then from the yin and yang halves. But it's just like, oh yeah, the yin and yang parts of the soul, and then the soul went into Naruto. It's like the yin and yang is the soul. Like chakra is the soul. Like you resummon dead people using a jutsu that binds their soul to a corpse. And that soul comes with yin and yang chakra.
We're still angry about this, are we?
Yes.
Alright, I'll be back in another 10 minutes then, probably.
Anyway, so in a surprising turn of events, the Death God did not take Minato's soul in compensation. The reasoning he gave was because everything is now in motion, and the soul was no longer needed at the time. I honestly, if that ever happened to me, right, say I'm in fantasy world, and there is a forbidden technique that only the leaders of the village know. And the reason why the technique is forbidden and secretive is because it summons the Death God. And in exchange for your soul and your life, you can have the Death God do anything within the Death God's power, which is pretty much anything.
Uh-huh.
And then you summon the Death God one day. You're ready to die for your village to save it from some calamity. And you use this forbidden technique to stop the calamity. And the Death God turns to you and goes, I do not require your soul, for the bounds of fate are already in motion. And then he disappears. Would you not be fucking freaking out about this now? The death god just goes, "Oh yeah, I don't need your soul because the wheels of fate are turning." It's like, ah.
I want to know why the fuck he's been playing Blaze Blue.
Heaven or hell, let's go.
That's Guilty Gear.
Oh.
No, Blaze Blue is literally the wheel of fate is turning. That's the start of the round.
Ah.
Yeah.
Can the death god make Bernie a libertarian? Some things are outside of his power, Zeeks. But I am once again asking for your financial assistance. So everyone should donate money to me so I can become a millionaire to fight the billionaires.
Makes sense.
Afterwards, all of his daughters were dubbed the princesses of Konoha. And, Minato and Kushina started training them, and they didn't train Naruto because he wasn't as special as his sisters, and they basically just ignored him everywhere all the time. The birthdays, family outings, dinner, they just never invited him to literally anything. And so he had to learn how to cook on his own and do everything on his own because he just didn't exist anymore. Even though he apparently contained the soul of a Biju, you would still think that's pretty significant.
You would think that.
I assume I didn't miss anything important.
A little bit. The Death God looked at Minato and said, "I won't take your soul because the wheels of fate are now in motion." And then he disappeared, and everyone just was like, "Oh, that's fine, and Minato's not dead now." And then just moved on with their lives.
Oh, okay, Minato's not dead. Jeez, see
Yeah,
you later, Kev.
Yeah, even though, like, the Death God was just like, "The wheels of fate are in motion." And then disappears, everyone's just like, yeah, whatever. That's not concerning at all.
And what does that mean, sir?
That means
Death
someone's
God.
gonna throw a sword at a woman, and she's gonna become your new king. Wait, do you think do you think Caliburn operates under dodgeball rules, where if you catch the sword instead of letting it hit you, that makes you the new king?
I mean, if you let it hit you, you fucking die, Sneaky. It's a sword.
Yeah, that's my point. As in dodgeball, you get out if the ball hits you, but if you catch the ball,
I mean,
Well,
maybe? No, Sneaky. The way it operates is if you let the sword stab you, you become the Lady of the Lake. That's why she's throwing the sword.
she's just trying to pass on the job title. She's ready for retirement. It's been 200 years, damn it.
Oh, that'd be a great shit post. So why did you throw the sword to me? Oh, I was trying to get the fuck out of the lake, man.
yeah, yeet. Oh, that'd be funny. Anyway, good one shot. Get it?
You can go.
Anyway, so, Naruto, however, was basically exiled in the village, and everyone hated him because he contained the soul of the demon fox, which means that clearly he is the demon fox, and everyone believed that if they stabbed Naruto, that means they were hurting the demon fox. And his parents just let it happen because they hated Naruto too, because he wasn't special enough. It's like the opposite of 90s parents, where they always told their kid that they were special, and that's why they paid attention to them. In this scenario, it's the reverse. The kid's not special enough, so the parents don't pay attention to him. Now he was, however, friends with the Hyuga clan because he was able to prevent the Kumo Jonin from running away, and allowing Hiyashi to incompensate him.
I'm sorry, how did they spell this?
Incompaciate him.
Oh. Oh. Incompetent? I'm gonna see if this is a word.
Asian parents when their child brings home an A-.
Okay, it should be noted this is not a word, and Google autocorrects it to incapacitate.
Oh, good. And saving Hinata. Also, the Uchiha clan backed him because when Itachi found Naruto bleeding to death, Itachi took Naruto home and nursed him back to health. And the Hokage didn't even notice him missing. And that's why he's now best friends with Sasuke and Satsuki, Sasuke's twin, and Itachi. Also, because he loves ramen, because he's Naruto, he's best friends with the Ichikurus.
Jesus Christ! I leave to go put dinner in the oven. What do I come back to? Fucking garbage.
Yes. Also, the third Hokage loves him too, because he trains Naruto in seals.
Why would his own mom not do that?
Because Naruto's not special enough, so they don't pay attention to him to the point of severe negligence, to the point of them not even noticing that he was stabbed to death multiple times by the villagers.
I see.
Yes.
I'm always so bothered by these stories because one of those things where it's like, you're either an only child or you need to call defects, kiddo.
Yeah, basically, yeah. These stories scream only child, and I don't know what it's like having siblings.
Yeah. Because it's just like, if this happens, this is not good, and defect needs to be called, and it's also super rare.
I would say
See this
either
happen.
you've never had siblings and you've never even remotely tried to understand what it's like to have a sibling, or asked another human being with siblings what it's like.
Fanfiction
Or
authors are
Max is right.
probably going to be garbage parents.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
Just think, there might be someone out there who will think that by ignoring their child and favoring one over the other, they'll ultimately create a strong, healthy, well-adjusted child.
Yes, of course.
Oh my god, there are gonna be people in our generation like, but it builds character. No, you fuckwit.
He'll get a harem!
It builds trauma!
Which will get him a harem.
What?
Yeah, don't you know? You traumatize your kid, and then he gets a harem. And then the story ends before it ever goes anywhere. That's how raising kids goes, right?
You're a terrible human being.
After hearing his parents laugh, Naruto narrowed his eyes in anger. He didn't hate them yet, but he did not like being ignored. He no longer saw any of them as his family.
What happened to you?
Oh, Discord just had a heart attack and disconnected and reconnected me about 12 times.
Oh, nice.
I see.
He rarely even talks about himself as an Uzumaki or a Namikaze unless it's formal, and he hates formalities. Deciding he had enough of watching his sisters train, he left to his room, walking right past it. What? He walked past his sister's rooms as well, till he reached the end of the hall and pulled on the rope hanging from the ceiling. As a set of stairs descended down and hit the floor softly, they led to the attic of the house. So somebody watched Malcolm in the Middle.
Was that a thing in that show?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm pretty sure at least. And also, I believe it was in Home Alone as well. And a couple other shows. I remember the classic.
I see, Max. I see
Extendo.
exactly what the problem was.
There's.
What do you mean? Did that just happen to you?
Yeah.
Which means it might happen to Sneaky.
But it might, but I wouldn't notice because streamer mode turns that sound off.
Yeah, and sometimes there are long pauses of silence from us because sometimes stories are just just
And
not
anyway,
great.
so Naruto turned the attic into a playground where he did all of his Fuin jutsu theories, and high-grade ninja training in the attic. Because the attic was very spacious, as it can be in big houses.
As it can be in big house. What's up, my fellow house owners?
Not even. That's like, what's up, my fellow single kid, rich parent peers. You know that single child that has really rich parents because the dad owns like a car dealership or something, and so
or
they
a
like
construction company,
and
or
so like
whatever.
their attic or their basement is like just like a giant arcade with like a projector screen and shit.
Yep.
Yeah, that's this guy. That's this guy. And Naruto pulled down the wallpaper and used the walls as shelves. That's not how.
You don't need to.
You don't have to pull wallpaper down. Actually, this isn't an attic. This is just another floor.
Yeah.
This isn't an attic. It's another floor, and you're an asshole.
Like
The
like
end.
I know how I said it was single kid rich parent. This is single kid rich parent because like the attics I remember with the slide down stairs, there was no wallpaper in those. There was insulation, open-ended insulation, with maybe plywood slats creating some storage space.
That kids is called asbestos, and you should eat it.
Oh, we absolutely stayed in the attic, playing board games and shit, and thinking we were cool. You know, maybe that's why I have lung cancer.
Wouldn't that be just the cream of the crop for the answer?
That'd be something.
Oh, that would be something, all right. Anyway. There was also a window in the back that allowed light and air into the room. Unlike other attics, this one was clean because there was no dust or cobwebs. That is not a word I would ever use to describe an attic. Clean.
I've seen attics that were less hellish.
Zeeks is making fun of my pronunciation and accent. I don't appreciate that, Zeeks.
Zeke, keep mocking him. He secretly loves it.
Walking to the left, Naruto placed a scroll that had a fire emblem on it onto a wall shelf. Fire style, intelligent hard work, one of the strongest fire moves we ever see in the Naruto genre. Apparently an 8-year-old is working on it.
By the way, single most poorly translated attack name I've ever heard.
Kind of is, yeah.
Like, here's the thing. When someone first told me there was an attack named that, I was like, so that's like Rock Lee's super, right?
Yeah. I am a little actually a bit annoyed by this. That he uses the honorifics, and then instead of sticking with Canton, whatever, Sumeki no Jutsu, he does the English translation, but then also uses honorifics. It's something that's always bothered me. It's like, stick with one of them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. One or the other, not both.
Like, if you're going to use honorifics, use the Japanese names for all the moves. If you're not going to use honorifics, use the English names in the moves. Anyway. Wow, this extremely advanced fire move is really hard. Yeah, what did you expect? You are a natural wind and water affinity user, came a voice from above Naruto, causing him to look into the air. The culprit was a creature that possessed blue skin and was a childlike canine with short black legs and a torso, a blue tail, and yellow collar. That is it had a black mask and red eyes with slit black pupils. It wore a smirk as it stared at Naruto. Shut up, Railu. That was your attempt at describing a Railu? You know, the pre-evolved form of Lucario? The small little dog Pokemon?
Can I request death?
Apparently, this is the soul of the Kyuubi now. Is
A fucking
a Railu.
whatever.
Oh. He does have a point, Naruto. You learn techniques by doing them right, not by failing at them.
What? What?
That is... No. That's the opposite of true. You learn shit by doing it wrong. And then being like, wow, that was wrong. I will not do that again. And then you do it again at least like 3 more times because you didn't quite get what caused that to happen. But eventually you figure out that you're not supposed to do that. It's called trial and error, is my point. Following the voice's direction, the author then tried to describe the pre-evolved form of a Zoroark, which Naruto also apparently has. And everyone just stared at each other, and then they all started laughing. And the laughing reminded Naruto of how he first met them 2 years ago. On the worst day of his life. When Naruto triggered and got his powers. You think I'm kidding on that one? I'm not. Tosan Kasan, said a 7-year-old Naruto. And he couldn't find anyone. And he kept running around, but couldn't even find anyone, including his sisters. He was hoping to tell his parents about his elemental affinities and convince them to let him train with his sisters. But everywhere he went, he couldn't find anyone. And so he broke into his dad's study. And inside the study was the clan heir documentation just sitting out on the table. And because Naruto was really smart for his age, he was capable of reading. He's like he's 7 years old. He should be capable.
Hope your 7-year-olds know how to read.
Jesus fucking Christ. Is this why the education standards are so low in America now? The author genuinely thinks that you're smart for reading at 7 years old?
Possible.
Holy shit. I was reading medical textbooks in 1st grade, which is
Not
6.
well, but reading them.
Oh no, I was reading them well. I memorized the fucking thing. But that's also because my mother gave me that book and said, when you can memorize this, I'll let you have another book. And so I read a medical textbook over and over again until I learned the entire thing.
I God, your mother was kind of a bitch.
Just a little bit, yeah. Yeah. Due to circumstances of a lack of strength and political ingenuity, we, Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki, denounce Naruto as clan heir of both clans and transfer the titles to Mito and Nami. Hey, first off, unless you have female inheritance of lines, both of those girls are going to lose their clan names.
Jesus Christ, Discord.
When they marry into another clan. Because then the kids, if they're boys, will get it, unless they're getting really fucky with how clan inheritance titles work. But normally, if you wanted to keep both lines alive, you would have the son have 2 kids, and one of the kids would, if they're a boy, be named the heir to one of the houses / clans.
Alright, well, Discord's shit in the bed, and I've got food in the oven, so I'm gonna tap out 15 minutes.
Alright, well, you do that. We'll wrap this
Goodbye.
story up, and we'll start with Abaddon's whatever the fuck that's called on Tuesday.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
Sounds like a bad plan.
But it's probably a terrible plan, but it's what we got. No one's paid us recently, so I don't see any priority to do it. Rights don't come from...
Pay us, you suckers!
Oh, boy. Why is it every single time I start talking to Bernie Bros, they turn out to just have literally the hottest takes possible? And it is just painful to talk to them. Naruto could not believe what he just read. He didn't want to believe it. Yeah. I don't blame you. You're a 7-year-old that just... You just got fucking denounced by your parents politically as a 7-year-old.
Yeah, that's, Why are people so obsessed with it? Like, we've seen from the manga that Kushina and Minato were like super hyped to be parents. I can't see those two neglecting their kids
The Discord link is in
because
the panels down below. You just click on the big old
yeah,
Discord symbol.
yeah, but I can't see them like neglecting any kid. I could just see them being like super hyped for having three though.
I mean, yeah, I can see. We've talked about this before. I can see the neglect occurring because they, um, like forgot about Naruto because they were so excited about the kids. Like, obviously they're worried when he doesn't show up for dinner and stuff like that.
No,
But
no,
they're like,
no, I'm not talking
oh,
about that. Like, I can't see them neglecting him. Like, like if Naruto's the older brother,
right,
like there's a 1 to 2 year difference between him and his sisters.
right,
I can see that problem of like, well, as a 4-year-old, of course Naruto's gonna have a problem with that because kids are stupid and don't understand that their younger siblings are not taking their parents away. They're just younger and thus need a little bit more care until they reach his current age. That's how kids are. But though, but that's like more of a perceived negligence problem.
right, exactly.
There's a difference between perceived negligence, where it's like, no, child, your younger siblings literally cannot survive without me paying attention to them
I mean,
24/7.
also you got to keep in mind that Minato is the Hokage, and
Oh
Kushina
yeah,
would be more
oh
or less a single mom taking care of twins and a somewhat older child. And so it would also be accidental negligence, where it's like the dad's off working, mom's busy with the twins,
yeah,
and she's
like
like,
it's
"Oh,
like,
Naruto,
oh,
here's some Fuinjutsu books. You're doing so good. I gotta go take care of your sisters now."
yeah, like I could see a thing of like, oh, Naruto has very few memories of his father up until the age of like 8 or 9 because he was finally able to stay awake past 8:30 to see his dad
Right.
come home.
Yeah.
Like at that point, it's like, okay, well, it's literally a mat. It's one of those things where it's like, well, the problem with Naruto being a father is that he literally abandoned his family instead of letting the shadow clones do the work.
Yeah.
Whereas Minato's like, well, Minato might be able to get away with doing 3 shadow clones at most because of the amount of chakra that technique eats. So Minato might be able to get away with it at the end of the day, but there's no saying one way or the other. I'm so tired of every time you bring trash Naruto stories, it's always one of like 3 or 4 flavors. They don't make sense. They never make sense. Ugh.
Yep. Anyway, so he runs over to a training ground and cries there. And because he was crying, he never noticed a rift in reality forming on the lake. Um, and then a few hours later, he woke up and went home. But he tripped on the wet ground and fell into the water. Except before he fell into the water, the rift in reality appeared on the lake once again, and this time it roared at him, causing him to widen his eyes in fear. And Naruto fell into the rift in reality, which he then screamed for help as he fell through the hole in reality, and then the portal closed. After he fell into the hole of reality, he started falling up into the unreality hole. And then after he fell through that, he was in fog. And all he saw was fog around him. And then he started shouting if there was anyone here. And so he starts running around and eventually ends up finding a fox-like creature with brown fur. And he's like, wow, You are cute and fast. And the fox's response was to tilt its head. Evie. Is that your name, Evie? Hey, wait. And then the fox ran away. What? Can anyone explain what's going on? Rurg, was the response to his question. The roar card caused Naruto to jump 5 feet into the air. And he looked up to see what the culprit was. And it was a large, as large as the Kyuubi creature with a serpent-like body and 6 black ghostly streamers. It's really, Giratina shows up to roar at Naruto.
Yep.
In
Makes
his
sense.
origin form. No way, I'm just going to stand here and get eaten. And so Naruto eyes the surrounding fog to try and run away. The creature looks at Naruto about to run away and goes, "You know, it's pointless to run, young one." That came a powerful voice that invaded Naruto's mind. Naruto jumped again at hearing the voice and landed straight on his ass, causing his ass to be in pain. And by the clap of his ass cheeks, he made a new friend.
No comment.
My name is Giratina, the master of the reverse world, and second in command of the Pokemon summoning contract.
That might actually be the most busted contract, because that's...
Yeah.
What number are we up to now?
I believe we're somewhere around 1,276.
Cool. Yeah, it's a pretty busted summoning scroll. Please nerf.
Yeah. I mean, literally, if you can summon the legendaries with that summoning scroll, you really don't even need the rest of the 1,000 Pokemon. You can
No,
just be
you don't.
like, "Oh no! Summoning Jutsu! God of time and space! Yeet him!"
Okay, I see what you're getting at, but what if I just summon a literal creation god? You
Yeah,
what,
but
kid?
you need to give him, like, elemental plates to give him powers, remember? He's super weak if he doesn't have his plates.
Okay, but why would the scroll operate under that logic?
No, the scroll doesn't. The god does.
Who could we have? I guess. Oh, now you know what you do?
Hmm?
Summon Gardevoir. Problem solved.
Fucking mind melts!
It's like, so I heard you're picking on my summoner.
Also,
I don't like that.
Gardevoir is fucking terrifying because Gardevoir can learn every single move in the game except for the final moves of each element.
Well, that and the Pokédex entry of it making a black hole.
Oh, yes. Yes, that too.
Who needs time-space ninjutsu when I have this?
I mean, also you could summon, Darkrai and just be like, oh, go eat their fucking dreams. Turn them into emotionless, lifeless husks.
Summon Hypno. Cast Sleep. Attack with Dream Eater.
Oh, I thought you were going somewhere else with that, because Hypno likes to get his, action on.
We don't talk about that part. We don't talk about that Pokédex entry.
Jesus fucking Christ. God, that is actually legitimately disturbing. Oh yeah, he goes around doing things to people and then doing things to their unconscious bodies. Like, oh Jesus fucking, what the fuck? Why are all Pokemon assholes? Fucking Pikachus just eat power cables. Geodudes cause rock slides.
Yeah, although the fan theory of like they aren't actually this ridiculous, it's just because so many of these Pokédex entries are probably written by 10-year-olds, and the professors for some reason don't double check their work.
I once saw a Pidgey eat a Caterpie once, therefore that's their main diet.
That makes sense, doesn't it? The entry wasn't written by someone coming from before you, it was written by Red, a 10-year-old, who first encountered Pidgey in Viridian Forest, where there's also a bunch of Caterpies.
Yeah, I'm down for it. I like this fan-in idea that all Pokédex entries are written by 10-year-olds with no spell check. Oh god. Anyway. It's Pokemon, what are Pokemons? Pokemons are summons of immense and diverse power. Blah 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 blah. Elements of Jutsu that we also have other elements. Blah 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 blah. You wouldn't know of us due to not having a summoner for literally ages. I could give you a speech why, but we don't have time. What's the reverse world? The reverse world's the reverse world. It's the reverse of reality. It's where Pokemon now reside. Why am I here, Giratina, sir? Man, this kid is smart. He's ready to act and he's guarded, but he still is polite to me. To be blunt, Naruto, we ripped you to be here to become our summoner. Because our boss summon, Arceus, who is also my elder sister. Okay. Has been watching you. She would be here talking to you, but she is in a meeting. Oh, okay. She chose you because of your will, determination, and heart, and your willingness to protect others. Also because of your ancestor. So, Naruto, will you be our summoner? I would be honored to sign your summoning contract, sir. Naruto said, trying to stop his tears of joy, because somebody believed in him. Then Naruto, welcome to the world of Pokemon. And after that, Naruto got eggs to raise. And these eggs held Naruto's starter Pokemon. And it was a Railu and a Zora that hatched. Ever since meeting Giratina and the Pokemon, Naruto trained a bunch in the reverse world, so the rest of the village never knew he was getting stronger. And he trained on how to battle like a Pokemon using Aura. And Aura is the ability for humans to use Pokemon attacks. So Naruto trained how to use Pokemon attacks.
Uh-huh.
Because Aura works like Nature Chakra, because it uses the soul of the user to pull on the elemental nature of the attack to cast the attack.
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, let me just connect my soul to the auric plane of dark. I'm sure that will have absolutely no side effects.
That's fine. It's fine.
The amount of aura each attack differs, referred to as power points.
Now I'm upset.
In Pokemon standards, he was as strong as a level 15 Pokemon, which means he was a high Genin in ninja standards.
I can't tell if he's overselling ninjas or underselling what Pokemon are theoretically capable of. Especially since a level 15 Pikachu is very different from a level 15 Mewtwo.
I mean, I would say 15 to 18 would be Genin or pre-Genin, because if you think about it, the starters evolve around that time, right? It's like 15 to 20 or something.
All the starters evolve at 16. Okay, all the first original 3 starters evolved at 16, I think.
Because I know it was like the fire starter evolves the fastest, and then it goes water and then grass. And they're like spaced like 1 to 2 levels apart. But they all evolve in their teens, because then they become teens. And then they become adults at 30.
Weird way to think that, but sure.
I mean, that's basically what happens. So that would sort of correlate between ninjas. So that, Genin would be around 15 to 20. And then Chunin would be around 30. And then Jonin would probably be like 50. Because that's elite. Elite 4 would be 70. Yeah, that pairs out. Speaking of the ninja, he didn't neglect being a ninja. He learned how to do a shit ton of ninja jutsus, also without hand signs. Which was the whole reason why he was learning how to do Pokemon moves. So, ninja jutsus didn't require him to put his soul into the elemental plane of an element. Which, it just sounds like ninjas' jutsus are just superior to Pokemon attacks in general.
Certainly does, don't it?
So Naruto. Sorry, Naruto is actually a prodigy level genius. And he was basically godlike among Genin and Chunin. And Naruto, what's your plan to be doing at the academy? Honestly, but I know I won't hide all of my abilities, since no Jonin instructor would want me then. And then they're like, deadpan expression, sweat droop. Don't lie to us, Naruto. You just want to show off. And Naruto chuckles and goes, oh man, that's right. Don't worry though, I'll definitely beat the Golden Twins, my precious sisters, at everything they do. Don't get Naruto wrong though. He doesn't hate his sisters, he just wants to utterly socially destroy them. Lady Arceus wants us. Alright, let's go. I hate you guys for not telling me sooner. Yeah, well, it's funny watching you run around in a panic. As fun as making fun of Naruto is, we should get going. Didn't he raise them from eggs? Shouldn't they, like, view him as a parent? As been proven in canon multiple times that that's what Pokemon do. Even after they've matured, they still view the person who hatched them as their parent. Though, then again, if these Pokemon viewed Naruto as a parent, That means he would actually have to emotionally, socially, and intellectually mature as a person and not be such a hateful, spiteful little prick.
Yeah. By the way, I'm real bothered with them being like, oh, what's the Pokemon equivalent of an Earth saying? We'll do it this way. Because you saw that while you were scrolling down, right?
What?
I wanted to see you running around like a Combuskin with its head cut off. It's like,
Oh.
Combuskins aren't as stupid as chickens, though.
They also, maybe a
Like,
Torchic? Torchic with its head cut off?
that's still fucked up.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still, like, massively fucked up. It's just a little bit less fucked up than cutting the head off of a anthropomorphic chicken.
Yeah, you know what? That is a fair point.
Also, I don't think people
Ugh.
eat Torchics, so I'm not really sure why you'd be cutting their head off. Maybe they eat Combuskin, but I feel like that's just a little bit disturbing.
The only animal they eat seem to be ones that aren't humanoid in shape.
No, I mean, they kill Tauros for food.
Yeah,
That's
and
a buffalo.
Taurus is very much not. humanoid.
Moo Moo. Well, they only milk those, and those are basically the equivalent of a dairy cow. Oh, oh no, there is Moo Moo farms though, where they do kill them. But again, that's
Okay,
not.
but mumus aren't really humanoid. They're still cows, but
I mean, they stand on their hind feet
that doesn't make them
sometimes.
humanoid. That means that they're capable of bipedal motion.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll give you that.
Let me look these things up again.
Um,
The Pokemon.
honestly, I don't see many Pokemon that are very good for eating besides maybe the blatant buffalo and cow analogs.
Yeah, no, Mumu's not humanoid at all. It's just a cow that just sometimes walks on two legs.
Yeah, the cow and buffalo analogs are
The
definitely edible.
Yeah, the thing I'd be worried about with the Momus is more that though they are not humanoid, they do have strangely humanoid habits from time to time.
Yeah.
But that could just be a thing of them having observed humans for so long on farms. Like, nah, this eventually happens because shit you see with
Oh,
dogs.
the goats. They have goats and sheep analogs, so I guess they kill and eat those and
They
milk
probably
those.
eat mutton. We do know that they eat slowpoke tails.
Oh, slowpoke
Well,
tails. Yep, yep. Um, not too many birds in the Pokemon world are good for eating. Um, is there a turkey analog? Because if not, I really don't. There's no real good chicken analog. The only chicken analog is Torchic, but as Torchic's name indicates, it is a prepubescent chicken, which isn't very good for meat. You need to kill a lot of Torchics just to have a meal.
yeah.
So, personally, I like the idea, personally, that cows and pigs and... Oh, there is that pig, yeah, Embor or whatever. I guess people eat pigs? Maybe?
They might.
But either way,
Cat,
I don't...
Catpig, something into Imbor.
Yeah, I really don't see too many Pokemon being eaten for food. I would definitely think there'd be there would be the normal animals around. Maybe. I would hope.
Oh, apparently Farfetch'd was nearly hunted to extinction in the original TV show
Oh,
because they tasted really good.
okay. The more you know. Um,
Yeah, no, it is pretty likely that it's just Pokemon there, so it'd be nice to pretend otherwise, but we haven't seen otherwise.
yeah. Alright, well, that's actually the end of the chapter. Naruto places his hand on the lake, and the lake turns into a portal to the reverse world, and so I don't know why he needs to do that, because all the summons can just reverse summon him, but whatever. Sure. For dramatic tension, I guess, or something. But yeah. So that was that. That was fucking dumb. The author believes that he's being original somehow with any of that. I'm not sure how he believes that he's being original with that, but he believes he's being original. That was just boring. That was just bad and boring on so many levels. But that is what we come to expect here in Fanfiction.
Why are you two still
Contempt Theater,
here?
not Delta 3.
Oh, we're done.
We're closing up.
Oh.
And now we will be here every Tuesday and Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So spread it to your friends, spread it to your family, people you hate. Because there's always more, and it always gets worse.